So I get asked all the time questions about my dog and people who want to hear her story. So I decided to make a video and send out to everyone and hopefully inspire other pet owners who are going through the same situations. So this is Sadie. She is 3 years old now. She is a Maltese and she is also paralyzed from about here back. She wasn't always paralyzed. She became this way when she was about 2.5 this past Thanksgiving break, and so I will share her story with you. She just all of a sudden stopped walking on her back legs, and my parents didn't really know why. So my parents took her into the hospital. We're from Wichita, Kansas, so we took her into our vet, and they just said, oh, maybe she has a slip disc in her back or herniated disc. So they put her on steroids and pain pills and muscle relaxers and all kinds of meds, took her home, and she actually got worse with the meds. She eventually stopped walking on her front legs too. And she just kind of lost all expression. She couldn't perk up her ears anymore, and it was just really sad to see. So we tried to get her into our doctor here, the emergency hospital, but unfortunately it just hit Thanksgiving break, and our doctor here in Wichita just left for Thanksgiving break. So I was staying up in Manhattan, Kansas during this time, and it just so happened that the lady I was living with worked at the K-State vet school up there, K-State, and so I kind of talked to her a little bit, and they were saying like we should bring her up immediately if she's not walking at all on her back or front legs. So we took her up there, and she stayed the night overnight, and there were about 6 doctors and students all just kind of standing around her, scratching their heads. They had no idea what was wrong. They were like, it's not a slip disc, it's not a herniated disc in her back. We absolutely have no idea what is wrong with her. So they ended up doing a spinal tap and found that there was dead tissue in her spinal cord, and they were just like, her spinal cord is just dying. They diagnosed her with myelomalacia, which means progressive death of the spinal cord, and they told us she had 2 days to live. They were saying her spinal cord is just rapidly dying. It will eventually reach her lungs and respiratory system, and she'll quit breathing and she'll just pass away. So we were not really ready for this information. They were saying, if you want us to keep her here, we can euthanize her, we can put her down, or, you know, it's whatever is in your wishes. They were just saying, like, if she does pass away, they would like to have her body back and study it for science and for their other students there at K-State. And that was something we were willing to do, just because they really wanted to figure out what was wrong with her. So, but we weren't ready to put her down yet, and it was Thanksgiving break, so we're like, well, you know what, if she's going to die, we'll take her home with us. She'll die at home with her friends and family, and when she does die, we'll bring her back up so that they can do their autopsy on her and figure out exactly what was wrong with her. So we took her home back to Wichita, preparing that she was going to pass away within any day that week. And so we were like, well, if she's going to die, let's just take her off her meds anyways. And took her off of her meds, and she actually kind of got better. She gained more strength in her front arm. She started holding herself up. She was moving them more. She kind of got her personality back, perking up her ears, and we were just like, she's not ready to quit. So we never took her back to K-State. It's been about half a year now, and this is how she is today. So they didn't really know exactly what was wrong with her. They said the only way to know for sure is if they did a MRI, and that cost $2,000, and we're just like, that's too expensive to spend. So it just remains a mystery now. So that is her story, and some common questions I get is, how does she move around? As you can see, she has enough strength in her upper body to kind of walk herself and kind of drag her body, and I will show you. So this is kind of how she gets around, but also we whipped up this little wheelchair cart for her. My dad whipped this up in about 5-10 minutes. It only took about 2 trial and errors, and she gets around pretty quick in it. So I will show you. And it's just made out of PVC pipe and some remote control wheel cars. So come here. Come here. Come here. So this is how she gets around. Another question I get all the time is, why does she wear a diaper? Since she is paralyzed from here back, she no longer has bowel and bladder control. So we have to help her use the restroom, expressing her bladder every once in a while. And no, I won't post a video of showing you how that's done. But another question is, why is she so quiet all the time? She never really used to be much of a barker anyways, but since she was sick, she kind of lost her bark a little bit. It's not as loud, so the only time she really barks is if she gets stuck somewhere and no one's there to help her. But it's kind of like a broken bark. Like it's not as loud, and it's kind of like, you can tell it's hard to get out. So that is my dog. Her name is Sadie, and my name is Tracey. If you have any other questions or comments, post them below. Thank you.